On March the 9th, 2015, a French television crew were filming a new survival reality TV show in a remote part of Argentina. The program was called Dropped, and the idea was simple: take famous athletes, leave them in harsh, isolated environments, and film them as they tried to find their way back to civilization. It was supposed to be a dramatic adventure series, built around endurance, teamwork, and survival, but before the show had even made it to air, it became the centre of one of the worst disasters in reality TV history. During filming near Villa Castelli, 2 helicopters carrying contestants, crew members, and pilots lifted into the sky. Moments later, in clear daylight, the 2 aircrafts collided in midair and crashed to the ground in flames. But what exactly was dropped? How did 2 helicopters come together in open sky? And could the disaster have been avoided? Well, let's talk about it. This is the Dropped helicopter disaster. By the time Dropped entered production in 2015, survival television was already a major part of reality TV. For years, audiences had watched contestants and presenters being sent into jungles, deserts, islands, and mountains, all with the same basic premise: ordinary life stripped away, modern comfort removed, and people left to survive on their own. Shows like Survivor had helped make the format famous around the world, whilst in France, Koh Lanta had been one of TF1's biggest adventure programs since the early 2000s and still is to this day. Bear Grylls had also become one of the most recognisable faces in survival television through Man vs Wild, and by the mid-2010s, the genre had only become more extreme, with programs like Naked and Afraid pushing the idea of being abandoned in the wilderness even further. Dropped was built for that same television landscape. The program was a French adaptation of a Swedish format, and the concept was simple but dramatic. Take well-known sports personalities, blindfold them, fly them into remote locations, and leave them with no food, no map, and no help. Split into teams, the contestants would then have 72 hours to find their way back to civilization and reach a point where they could charge and use a mobile phone, which they could then call for rescue. The French version was being made for TF1 by Adventure Line Productions, the same company behind Koh Lanta and other survival shows. But because Dropped was built around remote locations, the production depended heavily on crews and aircrafts, and in Argentina that meant helicopters would become a major part of the production. It is also important to mention that Adventure Line Productions was not entering Dropped without controversy. Just 2 years earlier, filming of Koh Lanta in Cambodia had already been cancelled after contestant Gerald Babin died during production. The company was criticised over the handling of the emergency, and in 2014, they reached a compensation agreement with Babin's family. So when Dropped began filming in Argentina, it was being made by a production company already familiar with serious questions around safety. Dropped was built around a cast of well-known athletes, and that was part of what made the program stand out. These were not ordinary members of the public trying to win a reality TV show. They were people who had already spent their lives pushing themselves physically and mentally, often under extreme pressure, which made them seem like ideal candidates for a survival challenge. Among those taking part was Camille Muffat, one of France's most successful swimmers. At the 2012 London Olympics, she had won gold in the 400 metres freestyle, silver in the 200 metres, and bronze in the 4x200 metres freestyle relay. She retired from competitive swimming in 2014, still only in her mid-20s, and Dropped was one of the first major public projects she took part in after leaving the sport. There was also Alexis Vastine, a French boxer who had won bronze at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. By 2015, he was still widely recognised in France as a talented fighter whose Olympic career had carried a sense of unfinished business. Another major name was Florence Arthaud, a legendary French sailor known as the Little Fiancée of the Atlantic. She had become one of the most famous figures in French sailing after winning the Route de Rome in 1990, a solo transatlantic race from St. Malo to Guadeloupe. The cast also included Olympic swimmer Alain Bernard, cyclist Jeannie Longo, figure skater Philippe Candelaro, former footballer Sylvain Wiltord, and Swiss snowboarder Anne-Fleur Marxer. By early March 2015, filming had already begun in Argentina. The production had first travelled in the far south of the country before moving northwest to the province of La Rioja. One episode had already been completed, and Sylvain Wiltord had been eliminated from the competition and had now returned home to France before the disaster happened. The remaining contest continued to the next staging of filming near Villa Castelli, a small town surrounded by dry, mountainous terrain. It was exactly the kind of landscape Dropped was designed for, but working in that environment also made the production more complicated. Contestants, camera crews, and equipment all had to be moved across isolated areas, and to do that, the team relied heavily on helicopters. On March 9, 2015, 2 of those helicopters were prepared for what should have been a short filming flight. The 2 helicopters prepared for that flight were both Eurocopter AS350 B3s, a light single-craft engine helicopter often used in mountainous areas. Earlier that day, both aircrafts had completed several flights without incident, but this next flight was different. It had been arranged specifically so the production company could capture aerial footage for the show. Each helicopter was carrying 4 passengers in addition to the pilot. 1 carried contestants, whilst the other carried members of the camera and sound crew. The plan was for both helicopters to take off, make a wide turn, pass back over the departure area for the cameras on the ground, and then continue towards the next filming location. At first, everything appeared to be routine. The helicopters lifted from the ground in clear daylight, with cameras rolling nearby. But within seconds, the spacing between the 2 aircrafts began to disappear. 1 helicopter began moving across the path to the other. There was no obvious mechanical failure, no bad weather, and no sudden emergency. In the sky, the 2 helicopters came together. Their rotor blades collided first. In an instant, both helicopters lost control and dropped from the sky. They hit the ground close to takeoff and burst into flames. People on the ground could only watch as what had been planned as a dramatic shot for television became a real disaster. All 10 people on board of the 2 helicopters were killed. Among them were 3 of the contestants I mentioned before: Florence Arthaud, Camille Muffat, and Alexis Vastine. The others were 5 French production crew members and 2 Argentine pilots. The remaining contestants were not on board. They were waiting nearby on the ground when the collision happened. The investigation found no evidence that either helicopter had suffered a mechanical failure. Both aircrafts were still producing power at the moment of impact. The weather was not considered a factor, and the pilots were properly licensed. Instead, investigators focused on the way the filming flight had been planned. This was not a normal transport flight. It involved 2 helicopters flying close together at low altitude so one could film the other, but there had been no formal risk assessment for such an unusual operation, no clear procedures for maintaining separation, and no record of specific training for that close proximity aerial filming. The report also found that the helicopters were on converging paths which the pilot did not detect, and that neither pilot made an evasive maneuver before impact. It was possible that sun glare, blind spots, or the pressure to get the shot and the general cabin environment may have contributed, but it was clear that there was not enough safeguards to keep them apart. In the immediate aftermath, filming of Dropped was stopped and the show was cancelled before it even aired. TF1 and Adventure Line Productions said the footage would not be broadcast, while the surviving contestants and crew returned to France in shock. The disaster led to mourning across France, not only because the famous athletes had died, but because the 7 other people had also lost their lives whilst working on or supporting a television production. For the families, however, the end of the show was not the end of the case. Civil proceedings later found Adventure Line Productions liable for inexcusable fault in relation to the deaths of cameraman Bryce Gilbert, and years later the criminal case was still moving through the French courts. In May 2026, French judges ordered Adventure Line Productions and 4 individuals to stand trial for involuntary manslaughter, more than 11 years after the crash. This remains ongoing. In the end, Dropped never became the adventure program it was meant to be. No episode was ever broadcast, and the show's name became linked forever to the disaster that had happened before it even reached television. Everyone who has ever covered this case has only ever covered the death of the well-known celebrities. As I have spoken a bit about them, let's spend the rest of the video speaking about the rest of the crew on board that day. On the production crew that day was Bryce Gilbert, a 32-year-old cameraman. He was an experienced camera operator specialising in shooting adventure reality TV shows under grueling environmental conditions. He was a frequent collaborator on major French programmes, including the hit reality travel show Pekin Express. He had married in 2013 and had a 6-month-old son at the time of the crash. Tragically, friends noted he had planned to step back from heavy travel after the Dropped shoot had finished, to spend more time with his newborn. Laurent Spaznik was born on the 4th of November 1974 He was a highly respected director, documentary filmmaker, and writer in the French television industry. He was best known for directing episodes of the acclaimed travel documentary series Amazing Train Journeys, and his tragic loss was widely felt among French television professionals all over the country. Then there was 37-year-old Lucy May Dalby, a talented journalist and field producer. She was a native of France, described by her peers and family as highly professional, versatile, and deeply passionate about journalism. She worked across multiple television formats as a multi-skilled journalist, managing on-the-ground logistics, interviews, and story progression during difficult field productions. Her mother became a vocal advocate for the families of the victims following the crash, pushing for better support and accountability from the production network. 36-year-old Volodina Gounard was the project manager and producer. He was responsible for overseeing logistics, safety protocols, and operations for complex adventure shows filmed in remote areas. He was married to Valérie Ginard, who later became the president of the Victims Association advocating for workplace safety in television production. He left behind 2 young children who were infants at the time of the tragedy. Edouard Gillet was a sound professional veteran, originally from the coastal town of Arzon in Brittany in France. He had served as the chief sound engineer for the production, and was deeply respected across the French television landscape. He left behind a widow and 2 adult sons, who continue to fight this case to this day. Then there were the pilots. Juan Carlos Castillo, who was a highly decorated former Argentine military pilot and combat veteran of the 1982 Falklands War. After retiring from military duty, he worked as an official pilot and possessed vast flight experience in the treacherous winds of the Andes mountain range and was piloting the helicopter that carried the athletes. The second pilot was Roberto Abate. He was also an Argentine military pilot who retired from the armed forces to transition into civil aviation in '94. He also worked as a flight instructor training the next generation of pilots. May everyone involved rest in peace. As always, this is not an AI channel, I do everything myself, so if you appreciate my work, subscribe, and if you want to go that extra step to support the channel, maybe consider becoming a member. Let me know what you thought about this case in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.